Faith versus reality. In the heart of Jeddah, the Alfarid family was about to face a day like no other, where their faith and resilience would be put to the ultimate test. In the bustling city of Jeddah, where every moment was filled with activity and chaos, there was one family that stood apart, the Alfarid family. But today was no ordinary day for them. Little did they know, this day would test their faith in ways they hadn't imagined. Dawn's light. An omen? As the first rays of dawn crept into the Alfarid household, something felt different. Ahmad, the father, woke with an uneasy feeling. His heart was heavy, but he couldn't understand why. Could it be a sign from Allah? He shook the thought off, read the morning dua, and performing his wudu with extra care, because wazu is main for all ibadah, as if preparing for something more than just the Fajr prayer. Fatima, a housewife, a soul of her family, and her always positive mindset makes house Jannah. No shouting, no abusive words, no angry on kids and husband. She changed her behavior only for Allah. A smart housewife smartly handle everything Deen and Dunya, already awake, noticed her husband's unease, but said nothing. As they stood together in prayer, she too felt a strange presence in the air. Was it a test? A challenge coming their way? The soft sounds of their salah filled the house, but the peacefulness of their routine seemed overshadowed by an unknown tension breakfast. Faith versus reality. How the Alfarid family faced a strange conversation as they gathered for breakfast. The children, Yusuf and Amina, seemed blissfully unaware of the atmosphere. But when Ahmad sat down to eat, he shared a surprising thought. "Today feels different," he said quietly, almost to himself. "I wonder what Allah has in store for us today." Fatima looked at him, concern growing in her heart. "Perhaps we should make extra dua today," she suggested. The children, sensing something unusual, remained silent. What could possibly happen on a normal day like this? But Yusuf, always curious, asked, "What do you think will happen?" "Baba?" Ahmad smiled, but behind his eyes there was uncertainty. "Only Allah knows, my son. School and work. An unexpected challenge." Ahmad headed to work as usual, but something was different at his office. His boss called him in for an unexpected meeting. The project he had worked so hard on had hit a major roadblock. It was a crisis, and Ahmad was asked to stay late, disrupting his daily prayer schedule. His faith was tested. How would he balance his duty to his job and to Allah? Meanwhile, back at home, Fatima, a smart housewife, was homeschooling the children when she received a sudden call. A family member was in trouble and needed their help. She felt torn between attending to her home duties, her children's education, and now this sudden emergency. How would she manage? At this point, both Ahmad and Fatima began to realize that today was no ordinary day. It was a test, and they needed to find the balance between Dunya and Deen in the midst of unforeseen challenges. Midday. Pause. A surprising revelation. As the clock struck noon, Fatima paused. They gathered for dua prayer, but her heart was heavy. After the prayer, she made a dua, asking for Allah's guidance. Ahmad, in the office, excused himself from the chaos to make his prayers. As he stood on his prayer mat, an idea came to him, a solution to the crisis at work that no one had thought of. Could this be a sign from Allah, rewarding his commitment to his faith even in tough times? The tension began to lift, but the day wasn't over yet. Evening arrangements. A sudden shift. As the sun set and Ahmad returned home, the atmosphere had changed again. The family gathered for Maghrib prayer, but Fatima could tell Ahmad was different. His shoulders were no longer weighed down by the burden of work. Instead, he seemed hopeful. "What happened at work?" she asked after they finished their salah. Ahmad smiled. "Allah provided the solution I had been searching for. I was reminded that in every hardship, there is ease, as long as we keep our connection with him strong." Fatima nodded, feeling a sense of peace. But their challenges weren't completely over yet. The family member who had called earlier was still waiting for their help. Would they be able to provide the support needed while keeping their family's balance? Nighttime reflection. A deeper connection extended. As Ahmad and Fatima completed their Isha prayer, Fatima received another call from the family member in need. Without hesitation, she reassured them, "We are on our way." Ahmad, knowing the importance of supporting family, prepared to leave with her. They packed some essentials and headed out. Upon arriving, Fatima provided comfort and assistance, staying calm and collected throughout the ordeal. She whispered to herself, "Allah will guide us through this too." The family member was grateful, and after offering their help, Fatima and Ahmad returned home with a deep sense of fulfillment. As they recited their du'as before sleep, Ahmad whispered to Fatima, "Today was a test for us, and I think, Alhamdulillah, we passed. Not just for ourselves, but for others too." Fatima smiled, her heart full of gratitude. The children, now understanding the weight of the day's lessons, listened intently. They were learning that balancing deen and dunya was not always easy, but it was always possible with trust in Allah. As they recited their du'as before sleep, and they sleep with Allah's protection on them. Hey, amazing my YouTube family! Thank you for watching Spiritual Miracle Tales. We hope these stories have touched your heart and inspired your soul. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe to our channel and share these tales with your friends and family. Your support helps us bring more uplifting and miraculous stories to the community. May peace and blessings be upon you. Stay tuned for more inspiring tales. Don't forget to like, comment, and spread the love.